The king is now 78 years of age and he has the energy of a man half his age. When he wakes up in the morning, all he wants to do is get back onto the first tee and play another round of golf. Boy, would I love to have his passion. Let's join the great man, Arnold Palmer. Do you think today that Tiger Woods maybe has that slight regret that he doesn't have a rivalry like you had?
Well, I think Tiger thinks of if there's 153 other players in the field, that they're all his rivals, and then he plays to beat them every time. And I don't. Does he single out anyone? I don't think so. I think he just feels like he can handle the whole crowd, and it has done that very well.
Your trip to South Africa in 1962. What do you recall of that?
One of the great thrills of my life. I thoroughly enjoyed South Africa, and I've had my parents with me, and it was a great thrill for them. We went down in the gold mines, and we went into where they melted the ore into gold, and it was an experience that I would like to have other people to see as I did. We went to the reserve and met Ian Player, Gary's brother. The whole trip was one that was, to this day, I am most thankful for having had that opportunity.
The Masters, the first Masters that you won, 50 years ago. Does it feel like 50 years ago? I bet you remember every shot.
Well, you know, it's very difficult to think that it's been 50 years since I won the Masters in '58. All the things that happened, and you know, most of them real very good things. The opportunities that I had to play and to do what I did. I can never be more thankful than I am right now.
I believe it was that same year that Tommy Bolt won the United States Open.
It is.
And Tommy Bolt always said that he taught you how to throw clubs.
Tommy was a good friend. He was. We actually traveled together for a while, and he didn't teach me enough about throwing clubs because he always outthrew me.
What would you trade for a PGA championship?
Well, I don't know that I would trade anything except I would have liked to have won a PGA championship. There's no question about that. I suppose that, would you give up another tournament you won? I don't think so. I don't think I would. I think I certainly, I would like to go back to a few years and try to win it again, or win it for the first time. But so be it. You think about winning a championship like that, and one that you really feel like you had every right to win, and I didn't. But let me put it to you this way: you bring up Sam Snead, or Sam Snead never won an Open championship. Well, there was no one ever more qualified in the world to win an Open than Sam Snead. And I suppose I take some counsel in the fact that he didn't win an Open, I didn't win a PGA.
Today, what gives you the most pleasure?
Oh, my family. My wife Winnie passed almost 7 years ago, and I, you know, she was great. I have since remarried. I have a lovely bride now, and I have 2 great grandchildren, which a girl and a boy, and I'm very proud of that. And I enjoy my family. I enjoy them very much. I enjoy working. I enjoy building golf courses. And I haven't built one in South Africa, probably never will, but
we've got to fix that. You need to. You need to have your name in South Africa.
Well, we might talk about that if that ever comes up, but I figure Gary and Jack and Greg, all those guys are building them down there. They don't need me. But I would have liked to have done that, and I enjoy building golf, designing golf courses, and doing that work. But my family right now are my major concern, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and my work, and that's pretty much my wife. She has a wonderful family, so we have a lot of things to look after.
And playing golf today? Going out there on the first tee at Bay Hill and playing with all your friends? You still love that?
That's still big fun. You know, I don't play very well anymore, and that's an ongoing challenge to get my game going and to play well enough to compete with my friends, and that is becoming quite a challenge.
You've always loved tinkering with golf clubs. Now I'm going to try and take you back here a long time, because is there a golf club, any particular club that you've ever used, that would have been your favorite? One golf club that you remember, a putter or a driver or?
Well, I had a driver that was especially dear to me, and I never wanted anyone to know what kind of a driver it was, so I disguised it, and actually it was a Ben Hogan driver, so I didn't want anybody to really know that it was a Hogan driver, but and I made it over, and it was one of my very favorite clubs of all time. Now, of course, you know, I did a lot of putters over the years, and I think of Bobby Locke and the way he putted, and maybe I should have gotten one of those old putters like he had and putted with that.
Did you ever play golf with Bobby Locke?
I did, yes, way back in my early days on tour with Gary Player and Bobby Locke.
Wonderful, wonderful man and a wonderful golfer.
Oh, he was a fantastic golfer. He was he was a designer of the golf shot.
Ben Hogan, it's out there that you and Ben Hogan had a cool relationship.
You could say that. That's fair to say. We were never real close. I was far more outgoing, and Ben was more conservative, introverted, and so obviously we just didn't have a lot of things in common other than the game of golf.
Do you feel today that a lot of the players, because there's so much money in the game, they play in less tournaments, they're making a lot of money? Do you think it's going to hurt the game long term because they're playing so little compared to the way you traveled around the world with Jack Nicklaus and Gary Player? Do you think it's going to hurt the game in the long term?
Well, I hope not. I hope it doesn't affect the game adversely. One of my thoughts in life was to have things go much the way as they have. When I think about my golf tournament here at Bay Hill, I took it over. The first, the prize money was totaled $100,000. This year we will be doing almost $6 million in prize money, and that's in 30 years. I think that's great. I just want the young people coming along to understand that it wasn't an automatic. It took a lot of effort on behalf of a lot of people to have the game come to where it is today. I would like to see something happen that I think eventually will happen, and that is that the world tour, so to speak, will become a major factor in the game of golf, and particularly the professional game. And then, of course, the tours in individual countries like the United States, South Africa, Australia, Asia, and so on, will have their own tours. And then there'll be a select group of players that will qualify through these various tournaments to play in what will be the World Tour. And I think that would be much like soccer in a way. They travel to tournaments in South Africa, Australia, Europe, Asia. I think that would be a good thing.
Come April this year, when you get back to Augusta 50 years after your win, are you expecting something special?
No, I'm going to if everything works right, I'll try to hit the first shot off to start the tournament, and I don't really expect much different. I enjoy Augusta. As a matter of fact, I love Augusta. It's been, for 50 years, it's been the spot that I most enjoy going. And I just hope that I have the opportunity to continue to do that for a few more years.
One of the perhaps most underrated golfers played at the same time as your great rivalry, and because of your rivalry, he was probably overlooked, was Billy Casper. Any thoughts?
Billy Casper is a great player. He has proven himself over and over again as a great player, and I see Bill occasionally, and he still plays pretty well, and I can say that Bill and I are friends.
Just a final question, which is almost a personal question for South Africans, is we have a great character in South Africa that you would have met later in life, Simon Hobday.
Yes.
Do you have any fun with Simon?
He was great. He was a fun guy. He was a guy that I kidded a lot with. Drank a few beers with him.
No.
Yeah.
Simon?
Oh, well,
That's a surprise. And what about the Hennings? Harold Henning?
Well, I miss Harold. He was quite a guy, and I was shocked at his sudden departure. I always felt like Harold was a very healthy, vibrant guy, and I must say that I was sad to see him leave.
Your father, you mentioned earlier the huge influence that your father had on your life and how it was very important for you to try and please him. Do you think that your mother and father are up there? Do you think they're proud of you and what you've achieved?
I hope. My dad was he was a pretty principled guy, and he was a tough guy, and I hope he's pleased with what he's seeing.
He would be. You've done great. Thank you very much.
Nice to see you.
Thank you very much.